you order a comedy. When it arrives, you're in the mood for a drama. With Charter On Demand, you can get the movie you're in the mood for at the press of a button.
Welcome back. It's an annual tradition to place flags on the graves of deceased veterans each year on Memorial Day. Saturday, we caught up with a group from the Civil Air Patrol who, with some help from local scouts, placed flags provided by VFW Post 4188 in Tullahoma on the graves of all the veterans buried in Rose Hill Memorial Gardens. Colonel Murray, tell us what you guys are doing out here today at Rose Hill.
Well, every year for the last 10 years, the Tullahoma Composite Squadron of Civil Air Patrol has been placing 1,000 flags at Rose Hill Cemetery. And this year we partnered with the Boy Scouts to get it done as fast as we've ever done it before.
So how long did it take you today to do this?
It only took us about 55 minutes. It really went very well with the help from the Boy Scouts, and we had about 15 of our cadets out here and senior members, so it was a very smooth operation.
Now, if I remember correctly, you guys not only have to put these flags out, but at some point you're going to come back and get them. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Okay, and they'll stay here for how long?
They'll stay here until the middle of next week, I believe.
I would assume it has to be somewhat of a logistical issue for you guys to be able to figure out where they all go. How do you do that?
What we do is we group all our cadets early on, and we assign a group of cadets with a flag and a hammer and a stake to a certain section of the cemetery, and we piece it off and break it off so that we kind of tackle the whole thing at once and get it all done as fast as we can.
How are you able to determine which graves are those of veterans?
There's a footstone on most veterans' graves, or some have a headstone that says when that veteran served and what branch they served in.
Do you have them those identified before you come to do this project?
No, sir. It's we walk each line.
I see.
And sometimes there are new graves that we haven't seen the year before, so you just have to take each row at a time and find the new graves if there are any.
Tell us about some of the other activities the Civil Air Patrol is involved in throughout the year.
Well, there are 3 missions of Civil Air Patrol. There are cadet programs, emergency services, and aerospace education. Our squadron in particular has an emphasis in the glider program. We have the only glider in the state of Tennessee, so that's one thing that our squadron has been heavily involved in. As far as emergency services, our officers fly our Civil Air Patrol Cessna 182 and take pictures of the storm damage and things like that. And as far as our aerospace education, our cadets are currently doing the model rocketry program, and they'll all earn their model rocketry badge as soon as they've completed the 3-phase program.
If someone were interested in being involved in your program, how would they go about doing that?
The Civil Air Patrol meets the first 3 Mondays of each month at the Beechcraft Heritage Museum in Tullahoma, Tennessee at 6:30 p.m. So if there's anyone who's interested, they could come to one of those meetings, and anyone is more than welcome to come. Cadets between the ages of 12 and 18 to join, and any senior members or any adults who are interested in aviation and leadership and that sort of thing are encouraged to come out and see if Civil Air Patrol is for you.
Okay. Let's let the other members of your group that's still remaining here today, let them introduce themselves, starting right here.
Okay. My name is Cadet Second Lieutenant Daniel McGee, and I'm currently the Cadet Commander of the Tullahoma Composite Wing Squadron. And basically, I'm in charge of it right now, so that's what I do.
Okay, and we've already met Colonel Murray, so.
Senior Airman Austin Myers. Cadet Senior Airman Morgan Myers.
And Cadet Colonel Antonio Moray.
All right, guys, thank you so much, and thank you so much for honoring our nation's veterans today with your service here and putting these flags out today.
Yes, sir, thank you.
And don't forget to tune into this week's Tullahoma Living tonight at 6:30 p.m., Thursday morning at 9 a.m., and Thursday evening and Friday evening at 6:30 p.m. This week's guests include Kevin Greenwood from Stage Tops USA, who makes all of the stage coverings you see at concerts and other events. Richard Chastain will stop by to explain what the sirens in Tullahoma mean, and we'll hear about Wingaroo coming up next week at Wingers in Manchester. All of that and more on this week's Tullahoma Living. We'll be right back in just a moment with more Newsleader on 6.
They met in 1942 and married December 31st, 1944. 3 days later, he went to war in the Pacific. Overwhelmed with emotion 1 year later, she learned that his ship had been hit by a kamikaze. After a lengthy recovery, they were reunited. More than 60 years later, they are an inspiration to the power of enduring love. Meet Bob and Helen Whipple. Real people, real heroes. Life Care Centers of America.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's gonna be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
Life moves fast, but on the internet, it moves at super speed. Like the awesome video that was posted last night. Today it'll be shared, then adored, then parodied, then overexposed. And by tomorrow morning, rediscovered by a whole new generation of users.
Download faster, upload faster, stream faster, and experience life at the speed of internet with high-speed charter internet.
Welcome back. The new Holiday Inn Express will be opening soon in Tullahoma. Jim spoke recently with the new general manager.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking today with Mary Alice Johnson, and Mary Alice is the manager of the new Holiday Inn Express that's going to be opening very soon here in Tullahoma.
That's correct.
And tell us, everybody's kind of excited about to get a new hotel here in Tullahoma. Tell us a little bit about when you plan to open.
We're planning to open at the end of May, beginning of June, or before Bonnaroo. Those are our timelines. We're really excited. We're looking on track to do everything. It's just an exciting feeling, and everybody's been really nice welcoming us into the community.
Okay, so it's not going to be that much longer. About the hotel, how many rooms do you have there?
There's 80 rooms. The standard rooms consist of 1 king bed or 2 queen beds. Our suites, they consist of 2 queen beds or a king and pull-out sofas as well.
And you're going to be the manager.
I am. I'll be the general manager.
Okay. So I assume you're already with Holiday Inn. I would assume somewhere else. Is that correct?
I am with our Vision Hospitality Group. They're the ones that are managing this hotel in town. They also manage 7 hotels in Chattanooga and the surrounding areas. So they'll be up here opening night.
Okay. Have you already moved to Tullahoma?
I have found a place. I have moved, but I'm still back and forth while we open.
Oh, okay. How long have you been on the hotel business?
Oh, good question. I've known what I wanted to do since I was 12, but I have probably been in a total of 2 years.
2 years,
so
okay.
I'm still new, but I love it. We'll change it.
Yeah, and I kind of get the impression in talking with you that you kind of really enjoy what you do.
I do. It's a new challenge that's coming forward, but it's an exciting one.
Is Chattanooga your hometown, or are you moving here from? You are moving here from Chattanooga.
That's correct. I grew up in Chattanooga, went to school in Knoxville, traveled all over the world, internships with Disney in Florida and Alaska as well. So I've traveled quite a bit.
Okay, so moving to Tullahoma, we're excited about that. We hope you're excited about it. We're really excited here in Tullahoma about seeing the opening of the new Holiday Inn Express.
Well, thank you very much.
Sponsors who won trophies during the recent South Jackson Civic Center's Night Out at the Races gathered at American City Bank last week to receive their awards. John Gray brings us this report.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. John Gray here with Catherine Hopkins, who is the board chairman at South Jackson Civic Center. Today we are at American City Bank, and South Jackson went to the races.
We sure did, John. That was 2 weeks ago. We watched the Derby live on a really big TV. We had a lot of great sponsors, and we're here today to take a picture of all the winners of all our local races.
And how are the local races done? How was that accomplished?
Well, we went out into the community looking for sponsors for each of the races. We had the bistro steaks, and that was all the area restaurants that provided food for our event.
All right.
That was, yep, and let's see. And then we had the understudy steaks. The red carpet steaks was our big grand winner. And help me out, what was the?
I don't know, but they were trophies that were given for local races, and basically what that was those were people who helped South Jackson promote this and put this event on. Now I know a lot of the businesses had boxes where people could put in and put money in to raise money at their locations. And
Right.
one of the trophies was for the box that had the most money in it, wasn't it?
Right, and that's how they actually won the race. So, for example, Clayton's Shoes had a winner, and her horse name was Perfect Soul, and so she won the race.
What a great name for a sheep.
And McMurr's won their particular race, and her horse's name was Copycat.
All right.
And I think Peahead Productions won.
Channel 6, the Charter Channel 6
Yeah.
TV won one, and I forget what the name of the horse was, but
It was Link.
Link to the Ritz.
Link to the Ritz. Yes, so we're linked to the Ritz.
Right.
And so this is a wonderful event. There were a lot of people attended this. Demetria Kalademos was there, and she judged the hat contest.
Yeah,
that
we
was
had both
that night.
men's and ladies' hat contest.
And she stayed with us for about 3 hours and spent a lot of time with us and said that she would be back next year.
Yeah.
So all you folks out there, next year when it comes Derby time, don't you forget, South Jackson goes to the races. And the winner of the Headliner Stakes, which is the one who helped South Jackson promote this event more than anyone else, is Charter Channel 6, The Link. Right here in Tullahoma, Manchester, McMinnville, Shelbyville, Fayetteville, Beech Grove, Bell Buckle, and Grundy County.
And we'll be right back with your weather forecast after these messages.
Citizens Tri-County Bank has the checking, loans, savings, and traditional banking services you want. Plus free internet banking and bill pay, bank your change, Visa gift card, and lots more state-of-the-art banking services. We focus on the service and services you want. So you can bank when, where, and how you want, at our offices, or from just about anywhere. Citizens Tri-County Bank, the only community bank you'll ever need.
Our office used to look like this, but now with my paper-free office from R.J. Young, it's easy. We've made all of our files electronic and stored them in our virtual filing cabinet, which gave us tons of space. And Bob here, a big promotion. Melissa can pull files in minutes and spends hours on Facebook. And Kyle's confidential files stay confidential.
We're not totally paper-free, right?
My paper-free office from R.J. Young. It's that easy.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1937 at 92 degrees. Our record low was in 1947 at 41 degrees. The average high on this day is 80 and the average low is 59. For tonight, look for partly cloudy weather with a low of around 70. Some isolated thunderstorms in the forecast for Wednesday with a high of 94 and a low of 69. Partly cloudy weather expected for Thursday with a high of 94 and a low of 70. Chip, we're awful close to Bonnaroo.
We sure are. It's just a few days away, a little over a week, and the crowds and the masses will be here. So hope everybody had a good holiday weekend. Did you do anything over the Memorial Day weekend, Jim?
A lot of news coming down over the weekend, so I spent time doing that.
You were out running around gathering news, I see.
That's right. That's what happens in our business sometimes.
It does.
That is our newsletter report this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for Newsleader on 6. You have a good evening.
Good night.